Today we got little updates. So we got a bearings pressed in, bearings and a gear pressed in. Today plan is build the gearbox before we're gonna close the crankcase. Before we do that, there is one thing to mention. So if you look at closely, you can see the wear marks. This one is not too bad, this one is just slightly. This one has a wear mark, so I bought a new one. That is the gear selector forks. That's selector mechanism, whatever. That's the tiny gearbox, pile of bolts. So, plan is fit the gearbox, as I said. But watched loads of videos, and most info about these particular engines are in Russian language, which lucky enough I know that language, so for me it was easier to watch it and understand what they're talking about. So basically this is our gearbox, and the selector forks goes in like that in both shafts here. So apparently from the manufacturer many years ago, which is 1971 in this particular case, the gearbox not shimmed, so they are like grinding their way out like we see here. So the guys on the video showing how to shim it. It's not how to the video, but probably it's going to be the first video in English explaining a little bit how all that works. So let me get everything ready, gather up the bits, and I'll see you in a minute.
3 weeks later.
And we're back. Crankcases. Start from left hand side. We've got the crank fitted. There's two bearings and a labyrinth seal, aluminium seal, whatever. Back in the day, that's what they used to do it. So basically, the crank is fitted, seated in that place. The gearbox that I was talking about. All right, so with the gearbox, I had to play a little bit, and my case was one of the rare ones. So let's start from this. See the gearbox and this gear and gear on the other side, they have a free play. So when the crankcase is together, right, you need to use a 90-degree hook or pick, whatever, and check the gears on the selector fork. Do they have a free play? In my case, when I put everything together, try to spin the shaft, they don't spin because they were too tight. Basically, that's what used to happen back in the day on assembly line. They never measured anything. They just whack everything together, spins, happy days. I mean, if it doesn't spin, they force it to spin, and it used to work the way around. So I had to grind a little bit of a top surface here on an overside and a little inner diameter, and then I put one shimming washer, and that's it. So I got the free play. Now I need to warm that up, put it back on, well, put a gasket, put it back together, and that's it for now. Next, both parts together, crank spins. Jeez. Probably gonna be easier. There we go. So crank spins, gearbox spins, everything spins. So now I need to cut off this excess gasket, put it that way, start building all around. Well, fitted a piston. Don't want to bash the piston, but everything moves. Moving it slowly, so I don't want to damage anything. Gonna cover everything with the rag. Piston, like I mentioned before, seems to be relatively new. Gonna have to stop here because the gasket said that I have it is wrong. So the side casing gasket and the center gasket, kind of alright. So now I need to go buy gaskets, and I'll see you next time again working on this lovely machinery.
2,000 years later.
Hello. Today we got a clutch basket fitted, the kickstart mechanism fitted, new seal, loads of rubber grease. We got clutch plates soaking in oil. By the manual, should be gear oil, GL5, and it should be mineral one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but GL5s always come mineral, or maybe not. So what we're gonna do now, take old clutch, clean it, the metal plates, start assembling that back, fit this together, and I think we can finish with this side of the engine. Piston fitted, cannot fit the barrel because don't have a correct gaskets. So in the next time we're probably gonna have this finished and we'll be fitting a barrel. And we're back. Engine built up, cranks over very nicely, has loads of compression, so I bungered everything up, new plug, barrel repainted and all. Yeah, so we're gonna leave engine as it is for now. Probably gonna spray with some anti-corrosive stuff, put that cover on for now again. Also I need to rebuild the carb, which is working, but just need to put a new stuff that I bought it for it. Like I said, spray with the anti-corrosive stuff and leave it for now, because I will be modifying the ignition system, potentially buying the vape, whatever you would say it, the Ukrainian make, Ukrainian brand ignition system. Yeah, so that's it for now with engine. Next video I'll see you doing something to the frame.